She was
Oh.
Norma was like, she tried to throttle him. I seen it. Oh wait, they're in the UK. She tried to throttle him. I can't even do it.
Look at
She
you.
tried to throttle him. I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
People in the UK are going to be offended.
Like, this is the third episode,
I know.
and we ain't even 2 months in.
I
Why
know.
I wanna. It's a hard knock life for
Oh my
us. That's what Norma
God.
was like.
Oh my, you are stupid.
Don't you just picture that though? Like, they
That's
running around with dirt on their faces and shit. From sweeping chimneys and shit.
Okay.
Greetings, strangers. I'm Britt.
And I'm Dee.
Welcome to another episode of It's a Strange World After All. The podcast where we discuss true crime cases, the supernatural, urban legends, conspiracy theories, and all of the things that keep the world strange. Just me being extra.
It was like you sound like a game show host.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's still Women's Herstory Month. And because it is Women's Herstory Month, we will continue showcasing stories with cases centered around women. Or in this case, young women. Young women. She's a young woman. Women.
I mean, are you talking about, well, at the time she was a kid, a little girl, so.
Oh, okay. So we're including all women's of the females.
Okay, R. Kelly.
Every time someone says R. Kelly, I just think of I don't know how to hog tie people. I don't know why that's literally the first thing that comes to
Me too. Every time.
Fighting for his life. I don't know how to hog tie people.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. I mean, it's yeah. In today's episode, we discuss Mary Bell, an English woman accused of murdering 2 preschool-age boys in 1968. Mary Bell was only 10 years old when the first killing took place.
She's like, I don't know when the movie came out, but she's like the bad
Rhoda.
seed, like the real life bad seed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhoda.
Yeah, when did that movie come out? Was it the 50s?
I don't know. Hold on. The Bad Seed came out in 1956.
Oh, this was 68. I mean, close enough.
Close enough. Jeez, man. I had said, who, how old, what, whose kids is this? Like, who, get your kid. That's literally what I've thought during this, like, reading this whole thing. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, yeah. Because it's like, how is she getting away with this? Get your kid, ma'am.
You know how she was.
Well, yeah.
And you know what? I said I was not going to do that this episode. But in all honesty, you know why she was getting away with it. It wasn't nobody going to believe this little white girl.
Yeah.
Innocent looking little, was doing this.
I mean, she looked bad. I think it was the bangs.
I know. When I said innocent, I was like, wait a minute. She didn't really look innocent. But I mean, she's just a kid, though. Yeah. So it's just like, and back then, it was probably unheard of. Like, what in the...
Yeah, and then, because she was 10. And then, like, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't trust little girls with bangs.
I don't trust. No, okay. So, see, look. Go ahead. So what?
With those type of bangs.
Hold on, I gotta look her up again. Because I was going to say, it's a specific type of bangs because...
And I bet it's what you're thinking of, too. I think it's called Chinese bangs.
Said I don't trust when kids have bangs. I don't trust when kids have adult haircuts.
I mean, she did though. She looked like a little woman.
She looks troubled for sure.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking like the bang that's just like a little, you know what I'm talking about? It's just like a little too short, like it don't cover the whole forehead. It's just like stop like
Like how
midway.
Beyonce had.
Huh? Yes.
Why you say it like that?
Because you can't, you just gotta, the beehive is strong, so you gotta kind of
I mean, she
tread
had them
lightly
though.
with young. She
It's
did
not
have
a
them, so
lie.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's what I don't trust. Like if it don't come all the way down, it's like not the bang. Oh no, no, no! I know that's not what she said, but oh no.
Oh man. Yeah,
Uh,
but I don't know. Little girls with bangs are just always with those bangs are just bad. It's the equivalent of little boys having the silver teeth.
God, they're always bad, right? And
Yes.
talking always like talking shit. Close your mouth first of all.
Yes.
Like, motherfucking goddamn ham sandwich.
Oh
Chill out.
man. I love that video.
I do too. It never gets old. Mary Flora Bell was born on May 26, 1957 in Northumberland, United Kingdom. Mary was unwanted and neglected as a child. According to her aunt, Issa McCricket, within minutes of Mary's birth, her mother Elizabeth shouted at the hospital staff, "Take the thing away from me.
I thought you were gonna do an English accent.
Take the thing away from me. Take it away from me.
What?
Take it away from me. From my."
Oh my god. Okay.
So the only thing I thought of was like that she like rejected this child, like, and I was thinking that there had been studies where rejected children, even infants, developed significantly more negative personality traits or social issues well into their adulthood. They struggled with dependency, low self-esteem, self-adjustment, emotional instability, and a negative worldview. So like I'd never heard this story before, but when you sent it and I looked over it and I read that, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
she about to be
Because
messed
they
up.
don't have, when it's that early, they don't have an example of love, basically, like
Right.
affection and stuff like that. So they don't know how to act.
It messes with their development, with their social
Yeah.
development for sure.
Yeah. As a toddler, Mary frequently suffered from accidents while alone with her mother. This led the family to believe that Elizabeth was deliberately neglecting her or intentionally trying to harm or kill her. On one occasion in 1960, Elizabeth dropped Mary from a first story window. That is intense. She also allegedly sold Mary to a mentally unstable woman who couldn't have children of her own. Yeah.
Yeah. In all honesty, Elizabeth should have given Mary up for adoption. Granted, she could have been suffering from from postpartum depression, but the fact that she was still behaving this way even when Mary was a toddler, like
Yeah.
tells you that it's something else, because yeah, you wouldn't normally still have postpartum like when they're like 3, 4, like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
something
I'm
wrong.
I'm still stuck on her dropping her from the window.
From a window. Granted, it was the first story window, and babies
But
got,
still,
they pretty resilient. But
no.
no, for if you ask, I'm not trying to be funny. And if you took a poll on how many people done dropped their baby
That's
or
true,
hit the
but
baby head, it's probably a lot.
not intentionally.
Yes, not intentionally. No,
Yeah.
I agree. I say yes. I say yes, not intentionally. No, not intentionally. No.
Yeah, that's
And
too
last
much.
week, wait. Last week you said apparently, allegedly. That's what you said. And I don't know why I was so dead because you were like, well, apparently, allegedly. I was like, what?
I forgot about that.
I did not. Then I went back and listened to it and I was like, what the hell? She did say apparently, allegedly.
I'm going to start saying that if I remember from now on.
Mary's older sister, Catherine, had to travel across Newcastle to get Mary and bring her back home. Mary began to exhibit numerous signs of disturbed and unpredictable behavior, including sudden mood swings and chronic bedwetting. She would always fight with other children and even attempted to strangle or suffocate her classmates. She can't play with my kids. She cannot play with my kids. Like they classmates. Like, where's the teacher, principal, school counselor, somebody, Johnny Cochran, anybody? Like,
No,
Katie
but
Couric.
Yeah, why are they letting her get away with this?
Yes.
Like, you are strangling people. You don't play like that.
Like, no. Like, yes, you're a kid, but no, you don't play like that. Like, hold
No.
up. If I hear any kid say that, I'd be like, "Wait, what? What happened? Oh yeah, he choked me. Do it on me. How he do it? Like, let
Yeah.
me know, because it's not okay."
Mary was tripping.
She's out of control.
Mary spent her free time with her 13-year-old next-door neighbor, Norma Joyce Bell. On Saturday, May 11th, 1968, a 3-year-old boy was found walking around dazed and bleeding in the area of St. Margaret's Road, Scotswood. He told authorities that he had been playing with Mary and Norma on the roof of an abandoned air raid shelter when one of the girls pushed him from the roof. He fell 7 feet and had a severe laceration on his head. So, well, first of all, why are y'all playing on the roof?
I was thinking that. Let's
And
go up
like,
on the roof.
they pushed him off the roof. Like, why? Why? Why?
They did, and I hit him again. And, y'all, that's from the bad seed. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, this is not normal.
No, and like, what was even like? Okay, was there an altercation? There probably wasn't even an altercation. He was probably living his best life playing, and then she just pushed him. He probably was like, "How? What did I do to deserve this?"
Man. And then the other little girl, I don't know.
Who? Norma Jean, Norma Jean. Who is that? Marilyn Monroe. Is that her real name?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mary done went and recruited another little girl. Sad.
She got was she older than her, or were they the same age at this time?
No, Norma was 13. Mary was
she's
10.
older.
Yeah.
At this time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she went out and got muscle, because I feel like, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I feel like Norma is just a little behind developmentally, so she was easily persuaded into this. Yeah. So she done got a whole henchman. Muscle security. Child.
She did. That is ridiculous. And you are 10.
That same evening, the parents of 3 small girls called the police to complain that Mary and Norma attempted to strangle their children. Both girls were interviewed and denied any involvement in the incidents. They claimed that they had found the 3-year-old boy after he'd fallen from the roof. This was written off as an accident.
They got off too easy because I can see how they got away with a little boy. But you y'all just tried to strangle 3 girls. How did they get away with that?
That's what I was thinking. I don't know how is that an accident. I could
Yeah.
see like,
How do you accidentally strangle somebody?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what they thought. Maybe they thought they were playing, and so they were like, "Oh, it was an accident." Maybe they were just roughhousing.
I
I
guess,
don't know.
yeah, I guess. As far as the 3 girls, Mary denied having any knowledge of what happened. However, according to Norma, Mary had tried to throttle each of the girls. What is that? Is that like hit them?
I thought you knew what it was. So hold on, because I had looked it up.
I think that is like punching.
So throttle means to attack or even kill someone by choking or strangling them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. That
I
makes
remember
sense.
looking it up, but then I forgot what it meant.
Oh,
But yeah.
okay. She says that Mary went to one of the girls and said, "What happens when you choke someone? Do they die?" What kind of question? Um, Norma claims Mary then put both hands around the girl's throat and squeezed until the girl's face turned purple. Due to their age, Mary and Norma were only given a warning and no further action was taken. So,
At this point.
I mean, what? Well, their system is different than ours. And then this was back in the day because I'm like, what would they have done? Would they would have put them somewhere? Like, because they were kids.
I mean, at the very least, do something like discipline them, suspend them from school,
Yeah.
or in school suspension, like do something. They need to know that their behavior is not okay,
Yeah.
especially Norma, because I feel like Mary is who she is. I don't think there was any saving Mary. I feel like at 10, she was kind of too far gone,
Yeah.
but I really do feel like Norma just kind of got swept up in it. Like she really was just like her friend. And it's like, again, I believe she's behind developmentally and she's just like, whoa. Cause even for her to snitch like that, it was like, well, this is what she did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And she told everything too. She
She
was
sure did. Like, well, first she had on a yellow dress and
You snitched for the ultimate feast.
it was about 7 degrees outside. I didn't want to go play with them, but she said we had to. So
Oh man.
on May 25th, 1968, the day before her 11th birthday, Mary Bell strangled 4-year-old Martin Brown in an upstairs bedroom of an abandoned home at 85 St. Margaret's Road. It is thought that she committed this crime alone. Martin's body was found at around 3 p.m. by 3 children. He was lying on his back with his arms stretched above his head. It's crazy, is what it is. Wait, and then how they always end up finding themselves in fucking like, how did you get in an abandoned home? Like, where's your aunt, Mary? Where are the
Man,
parents?
I mean, again, this was back in the day and parents were a lot less strict. So they just used to be able to do whatever they wanted to do,
They
basically.
didn't even care about them kids. Them parents was out doing shrooms, acid. We don't give a shit about them kids. They can do whatever. That's crazy.
Aside from specks of blood and foam around his mouth, no signs of violence were visible. A local man named John Hall arrived on the scene and attempted to perform CPR, but it was too late. As John was performing CPR, Mary and Norma appeared in the doorway, but were told to leave. The 2 girls then went to the home of Martin's aunt, Rita Finlay, and told her, "One of your sisters, Burns, has just had an accident. We think it's Martin, but we can't tell because there's blood all over him." So, Burn is Scottish for child, just in case you didn't know there. I just left it in there because it's a direct quote. So Mary, allegedly, apparently killed this little
Apparently.
boy. I didn't even try to do it. So strangled him to death, and then when the man came, they were just standing there watching. Like what is, I don't know. And then to go to his aunt and be like, "Oh, we think you know what happened. You did it."
Yeah,
That
that's
to me
true.
is just sick. I hate to say that about a kid, but
No, it is sick.
yeah.
It's on some next level stuff. Some
Yeah.
what's his name? Damon. What's the possessed little boy? What's his name?
Oh,
Damon.
Damon. Yeah. You talking about from the Omen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next day, Dr. Bernard Knight conducted an autopsy on Martin's body. He was unable to find any signs of violence on the body and was unable to determine the cause of death. He was able to discount the investigators' theory of poisoning. So they didn't know what the cause of death was, but they knew it wasn't poison. He wasn't poisoned, basically.
Yeah. But I feel like if he was strangled, wouldn't it be like her handprints or something on his neck? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Um, that's true. Not unless, well, yeah, because you have to be pretty strong to strangle someone, I would think.
Yeah.
But maybe it was just enough to cut off his circulation, but not leave a mark on his neck.
Oh, yeah. On May 26th, Mary's 11th birthday, and the day after Martin's body was found, Mary and Norma broke into and vandalized a nursery in Woodland Crescent. They got into the building by peeling tiles off the roof. What the hell?
They doing too much.
They are. Like, what? Go sit down somewhere. Like, where? And yeah,
They
where are your parents?
they need to be on what is it? Beyond Scared Straight. They need somebody to
Man,
tell them because you're not that cute and your hair's uneven. The
you look
uneven ass
dusty.
bangs. You look dusty, Mary Bell. Chill out. Chill out.
The next day, the staff came in and immediately called the police.
And why a nursery? She was looking for some babies. What were you looking for, Mary? Why y'all breaking into a nursery? I'm being serious. Like, what was your? Did you not know it was a nursery? Like,
I don't know. I think they was just looking for something to do.
I just can't imagine like kids, like, cause these are like kids, like
They
terror
are like
terrorizing the neighborhood.
that's not funny.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's just the thought of, but I mean, they are though, and
Yeah.
the adults are letting it happen. Y'all, they gotta know it's them.
Yeah,
How
and
do you
then
not
like
know that it's them?
so like the first thing I typically ask children like when they get home from school or home from like, like how was your day? What do you do? Like
Yeah.
what are they telling you? Oh, I just played with Norma. We hung out with our
And then
friends.
I'll be telling my kids, don't go near them. Like you
No.
stay away from them. Why y'all keep playing with them?
I done heard
I
they've
mean, they
choked
are
some.
kids, but
Yeah, the kids don't know no better.
yeah.
But I would be like, I would be like, he's crazy. I don't hang out with him, Mom, because he's crazy. She's crazy. I don't hang out with
Exactly.
her because she tried to
Exactly.
choke me. I've literally heard a kid a kid say they were gonna that their cousin was crazy because he always trying to choke somebody. And I was like, what?
What? See,
But it was play choking, but even still I say, oh
ain't
yeah,
no
you
play
don't.
choking. Ain't no ain't no play choking.
Yes, it is. You do like a little like you just grab him by the neck.
No.
Among the damage, police found 4 notes that claimed responsibility for Martin Brown's murder. One of the notes said, I quote, so don't come for me, because this is a direct quote from this out of control child.
Yes.
Okay. I murdered, I'm going to say it like, I murder so that I may come back. Another note said, we did murder Martane Brown. Fuck of you bastard.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even get it out. I couldn't even get it out. I thought these were typos. I couldn't even get it out.
No, I left it how she wrote it. And I didn't include the other two notes because they contained extremely offensive language. Also, I got a headache trying to read it.
Trying to like
I know this
decipher.
happened in England and we have different, sayings or whatever, but clearly a child wrote those notes. And I hate to say it, but an illiterate child at that.
Oh man.
So, and you can easily find the notes if you wanted to read them.
Find these notes.
It was a little offensive.
Man, we done already said this episode finna be explicit. But I beat the shit out of her. I would beat her ass.
I didn't know what she was about to say.
I would beat her ass. Like, first of all, who do you think you are? Like,
man,
you
and
need
then
your ass
like
beat.
the other notes, I should have like kept it in there like in the notes so you could see it. But it was just derogatory. I can't even talk. Derogatory terms for gay people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put a link to it in the.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to put it in there because, even if you saying it in context, people are still. Yeah. But it was the F word.
You don't have to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. You see, here, listen. Don't I want to say this to the white people that feel like they just want to say the N word so bad? You hear how she said F word? Even in context, like it's not that hard to not say a word that people are offended by. Like
Joe Rogan.
Bitch. Cause it ain't that hard. This is so I don't even want to say this because of how stupid it is. The police, the distinguished boys in blue, black or whatever they're wearing here in the UK with their batons.
Here in the UK. We are not in the UK.
I meant like here. I mean, well, here in the story was what I meant.
Oh, okay.
With their batons and their whistles. The police dismissed the incident as a tasteless and childish prank. So the language, I guess you could dismiss that because I feel like there are certain things that they're like not as strict about as like we are as Americans. So like I feel like they don't mind their children like having potty mouths.
Yeah.
But the fact that they literally said we murdered Martane Brown.
like I said, clearly a child wrote that.
Clearly.
Language aside.
Well, I mean, and they're saying that it was a childish prank, but it's like you're not gonna follow up. Like at least follow up, at least ask some questions.
Because they are admitting to the murder.
I mean, I just. Yeah, just check it out. Look into it, and then if it feels like a prank.
Yeah, but my thing is, every single incident that happened, they were there. So why are y'all not? They would be my first suspects.
Yeah,
they were literally there. So
maybe they just felt like it was still an accident. Maybe they just couldn't fathom that these young girls could do something like that. So they're thinking, okay,
that's too many accidents,
stupid.
though.
And it is too many accidents. They done tried to choke out everybody. They choking everybody. I was thinking of the three girls, and then I was just like, dang, yeah, they was out here trying to
Yeah.
throttle everybody.
Yes. Now you got a kid that's actually dead now because y'all didn't do nothing the first few times.
Yes. And I, as their legal guardian, would be like, no, you're going to question them. You're going to take them in for questioning, get their parents, go ahead and call their parents, and let's have
Yeah.
an interview because it's not adding up.
On May 29th, shortly before Martin's funeral, both girls called his mother, June, asking to see her son. When June said they couldn't see him because he was deceased, Mary replied with, "Oh, I know he's dead. I want to see him in his coffin." Bitch. Like, why? Why?
I don't know.
Now, if I was his mom, I would have hung up the phone and went over there and
Beat her motherfucking ass, about to beat your
Yes.
motherfucking ass. I don't care if you a kid.
Yes.
Where your aunt? She can get it too. Get your kid.
Where is
Get
Mary? Where is Elizabeth?
where is
Where is she? You know, we
well
already know
Elizabeth?
she don't care,
I was
but
gonna say, didn't Catherine take? Well, yeah, Catherine took her from Elizabeth. So Catherine, you are her legal guardian, correct? At this
oh
point,
yeah, that's right.
so
That's
and
right.
you cared enough to say, okay, well, I'm gonna get her out of the situation. Where have you been this entire your time? Catherine probably was scared of her. Catherine probably was like, this bitch is crazy. She probably was threatening Catherine.
She probably was.
But Catherine was like, it was either that or it was like a bad seed type thing where she was just like, oh, I just love you so much. And I'm just such a good kid and I'll do anything you say.
Oh man, that made me want to watch that movie.
I know. On the afternoon of July 31st, 1968, 3-year-old Brian Howe was seen by his parents playing in the street outside his house with one of his siblings, the family dog, Mary, and Norma. When he didn't come home, concerned relatives and neighbors searched the streets. At 11:10 p.m., a search party found Brian's body between two large concrete blocks on top of a Tin Lizzie. So a Tin Lizzie is the nickname for the Model T Ford. So basically an old car.
Yeah. So like, and if you see it, you'll be like, oh, because it's basically like it was an abandoned car. Like they don't even have tires on. It's just like those look like the very first, not the very first cars, but you know what I mean.
They're still in the same town, right? At this point.
Yep.
Why what parents, after hearing the rumors, cuz I'm sure there were rumors
That's what I was saying.
about Mary and Norma, would let them play with their kids.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, why are y'all still letting y'all kids play with them?
This is ridiculous.
Why?
Why? ¿Por qué? No. Like,
Especially like I said before, Mary looks like I just I just can't get past.
she looked like, maybe I am crazy. That's what she looked like. I after the if nothing else, after this little boy lost his life, whether it was an accident or not, I would think I would say, I don't feel comfortable with you hanging out with my child because bad things happen when you're around. Like,
Every single time. The first officer to arrive at the scene noticed that a deliberate but feeble attempt had been made to hide the body. Brian had been covered in grass and weeds. There were a pair of broken scissors close to his feet. The coroner concluded that Brian had died of strangulation and that he had been dead for up to 7.5 hours before his body was found.
numerous puncture wounds were inflicted on his legs before his death, and sections of his hair had been cut from his head. Brian's genitals had been partially mutilated, and there was an attempt to carve the letter M into his stomach. The small amount of force used to murder the victim led the coroner to believe the murder was committed by another child. What more proof do you need?
Exactly. And she done sat up there and tried to put an M. Like, well, I mean, She's a kid.
She is a kid. I mean, she had left letters though. She literally left letters in her first instance to say, "Oh,
Yep.
I killed this other kid and they didn't listen, so maybe this time." She was like, "Well, maybe they need something else. I'm going to try to carve a letter M in his stomach." Like, it shouldn't have even come down to this.
Exactly. The discovery of Brian's body sparked a large scale manhunt. Over 100 detectives from across Northumberland were assigned to the case, and more than 1,200 children were questioned about their whereabouts. Mary and Norma were questioned after investigators became aware that they were seen playing with Brian before his murder. They did admit that they were with Brian, but denied having seen him after lunchtime.
No, don't deny nothing now. Y'all was all big and bad with the other one. You writing letters talking about you
I
killed him and fuck
know.
off. Like, keep that same energy.
Man,
And then what you questioning 1,200 children for? You all you know
you
you somebody knew,
I feel like they all knew
man.
because it's just too much happening for it to be a coincidence.
Exactly, and this is not a situation. That's why I asked. Well, yeah, they were in the same town. It'd be different if they were moving around. No, you're in the
Yeah.
same town. Everybody knows what happened to this other kid. Everybody, I'm sure,
Yep.
knows what happened to these three girls. Like, this is, come on, you knew who it was. You knew Mary is her name. You could tell she had tried to carve the letter M. Like, oh yeah,
Yep.
this is Mary. I'm sure this is Mary. Mary was questioned again the next day, and she stated that she remembered seeing an 8-year-old boy playing with Brian. She claimed to have seen that same boy covered in grass and weeds and had a pair of broken scissors. Mary told investigators she also saw him trying to cut a cat's tail off. Detective Chief Investigator James Dobson was convinced that Mary was the killer because only the police knew about the broken scissors. That's what I was about to say. Mary,
Yeah.
how did you know about them damn scissors? Also, the boy she mentioned had already been questioned, and he was proven to be at the Newcastle International Airport at the time of the murder. That's what you get. Fact check
I know.
next time.
On August 4th, Norma Bell's parents contacted police stating that their daughter wanted to confess what she knew about the murder of Brian Howe. Norma told Detective Dobson that Mary had taken her to a spot in the Tin Lizzie and showed her Brian's body. She said Mary demonstrated how she strangled him and how much she enjoyed it.
Did she know? Did Mary know that Norma had snitched on her before? Because if she knew that Mary snitched before, why was she still hanging out with Mary? Because Mary snitched
Oh,
again.
I don't know.
I mean,
That's
Norma.
a good
Norma
question,
switched,
though. Yeah.
snitched again. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a good question, though, but I don't know.
She was not going to hold you down. Norma then tells him how Mary carved his stomach with a razor blade that was hidden at the crime scene along with the scissors. She led them to the crime scene where they found the razor blade. Norma also drew the wounds on Brian's stomach, and it matched perfectly to the wounds described by the coroner.
In the early hours of August 5th, investigators questioned Mary at her home. She was very defensive while being interrogated. She told detectives, "You're trying to brainwash me. I will get a solicitor to get me out of this." Norma Bell was questioned again the same day. This time, she made a full statement in which she admitted to being present when Mary strangled Brian. I knew she was lying the first time.
Oh,
'Cause Norma,
mm-hmm.
'cause she always there.
She is. She really is her wingman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Like, how could she know all of that based on what Mary told her? Everything, like, matched up too perfectly, so she had to have been there. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
if you tell me you did something, I'm not gonna remember everything you said you did to down to every little detail.
Even like the carving of the
Yeah.
yeah, because that was really specific.
Yeah.
According to Norma, when the three of them were alone, Mary seemed to go all funny, pushing Brian to the ground and attempting to strangle him. Mary told Norma, "My hands are getting thick. Take over." Norma panicked and fled the scene, leaving Mary alone with Brian. You believe that?
Yeah. If we're going by what you said and you think she's like not fully mentally like developed, then I could see her get, but then she was there for everything else. So why would
She
that?
never
I don't think she ever like,
choked anybody,
well,
right?
yeah.
Herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
I,
she ever
I,
choked anyone.
yeah. So I could see that. I could see her leaving. Cause then this time she actually had to do something.
Yeah. This is crazy.
It
Yeah.
is. And I remember like when I first got into true crime, it was this one and another case that I kept hearing about. So I've been wanting to do this one. It just took me forever to research it because it was so much.
Yeah.
A forensic examination of clothing owned by both girls showed the gray fibers found on Brian's body were a match to a dress owned by Mary. The marin fibers on Brian's shoes were a match to a skirt owned by Norma. The same gray fibers from Mary's dress were also found on the body of the first victim, Martin Brown.
How they not catch that the first time?
Oh, the fibers?
Yes. Because they wrote it off, huh? As an accident.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
This, that's going to
Well,
be
no,
my
they didn't
final
write
thought.
it off as. Wait, yeah, they did because they couldn't find anything like any marks on his body. So yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is one of those, this could have all been, well, not Martin, but the second one could have all been
yeah.
avoided, but we'll save that.
No, Martin could have too.
Oh, well,
If
yeah.
they would have disciplined her when she was doing all that other stuff.
Both girls were formally charged with the murder of Brian Howe. In response, Mary replied, "That's all right by me." Norma burst into tears, saying, I'll pay you back for this." The two girls underwent psychological evaluations shortly after their arrest. The results determined Norma was intellectually delayed and a submissive person who easily displayed emotion. I did read this before, but then I had forgot about that. So I wasn't just saying
Oh.
that for show, guys. I literally forgot that that was her psych evaluation. um, Mary was a bright yet cunning person prone to mood swings. The four psychiatrists who examined Mary concluded that although she didn't suffer from a mental disorder, she suffered from psychopathic personality disorder. Makes sense.
Yeah. The trial lasted 9 days, and on December 17th, the jury deliberated for 3 hours and 25 minutes before reaching a verdict. Mary Bell was cleared of murder but was convicted of the manslaughter of both boys on the grounds of diminished responsibility. Norma Bell was acquitted of all charges. Upon hearing the verdicts, Norma clapped her hands while Mary burst into tears. That's surprising.
Norma was like, I gotta go. Been fun. I mean, I guess, it was real.
Yeah, because Mary, at first, Mary was like, oh, that's all right by me. She literally,
she was, because she
and
was,
now she crying.
I
I mean, she's a
wanna,
kid.
she
I
is a
have to keep
kid, but
reminding myself that she was a kid. But still, you don't go killing people.
you were not acting like a kid. So unfortunately, you about to get these sentences. You about to get
Yeah.
served these
But
sentences.
not technically, but not really.
Well, okay. I no, yeah, they should have no, okay. Final thoughts. Mary Bell was released from prison in 1980 at the age of 23 after serving almost 11 and a half years in custody. She was granted anonymity, including a new name, allowing her to start a new life. 4 years after her release, Mary gave birth to a daughter in 1984. Her daughter didn't know anything about her mother's past until 1998 when reporters discovered their location. This forced Mary and her 14-year-old daughter to leave their home and be driven to a safe house by undercover officers. Their current whereabouts are unknown. Final thoughts.
So, I well, nobody knows where she is because I was gonna say I wonder if she ever killed again and
Oh,
just
yeah.
hasn't been caught or something. Because, or did she just stop killing people? Because I feel like, of course, this really could have been avoided, but like you said at the beginning, her mom should have given her up for adoption. And maybe she could have had a chance.
Yeah.
I think maybe. Because growing up like that, she didn't have a chance, basically. And that's just, it's sad. I don't want to sympathize with her because she killed people, but
It's so hard.
it's, this whole situation is a mess. And I don't know what to think because I feel like she got out too early.
Oh, she spent her childhood
11
in
years. Yeah,
prison.
but those two boys she killed, they didn't get to grow up. Cause this is the same situation with even though she was an adult at the time, but she got granted anonymity. Carla Homolka, and she left and had kids and was living, got to live
Oh,
out the rest of her
yeah.
life.
Yeah. She definitely should not have gotten.
Yeah.
But I guess that one though they were like trying to play up like that abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one is hard because she was only 10. So how would they have disciplined her? Because they're not about to put a 10-year-old in jail.
She went to prison though, right?
No,
Or
I'm
where did
saying
she
when
go?
she
Like,
was 10, like
oh,
how would they have disciplined her at that age for going around strangling kids?
oh, you're saying before any of the
Yeah.
likes. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one, they should have talked to, I don't know if how much Catherine knew, her aunt. She should have been informed.
Yeah.
They could have put her in school suspension if they had that. They could have suspended her from school. There should have been some
But
sort of,
none of that happened at school though.
it was just her classmates.
Yeah.
But still, shit, you can't come back to my school though if you harming your
You know what?
classmates.
Did they not have CPS or anything like CPS? Because I would have reported. I would have reported her.
Who?
The
Uh
mom and
oh
Mary.
yeah.
Y'all need to go check out what's going on over there because she over here strangling people.
Something could have been done. Like
Yeah.
suggest that she has to actually see a child psychiatrist, like
Mm-hmm.
something. Like if you're trying to, because the goal should be that we're trying to not, like, jail shouldn't even be a factor. Like we shouldn't get so far as you killing people and now you're going to prison. We should be trying to prevent these things from happening in the first place. Like, what do I have to do? Like, childhood trauma, unfortunately, sometimes it can't be avoided.
Yeah.
But what am I doing now with this child to say, okay, what can we do to maybe turn your life around? But it was because they weren't taking it serious. They thought these were just kids playing. Yeah, to the point to where you're choking people. That's intense.
That is. That's why I was like, did they not have anything like CPS where somebody could have reported it? Did somebody report it and they just not do anything?
Cause even her vandalizing, it's like, why are
Yeah,
you
because if they would
vandalizing
have
a nursing?
called CPS, they would have had to given her like she would have had to go to a psychiatrist.
Yeah. I had so much to say. We need to do a follow-up on this. Cause I it's really hard. I know I may have come off insensitive in this episode, but it's really hard to empathize or sympathize with her because I, I don't, it didn't seem like she felt any remorse. Like, and I felt like she was old enough to at least know right from wrong. Like, yeah, okay, you had this childhood, your mother didn't want you. I get that. I get that from a mental standpoint. But at the same time, you had someone that said, okay, I'm going to take you in. You had someone that loved you enough to say, I'm going to take you in and let's try this again. Let's try for me to be a better parent than your mom was. At 10 years old, I feel like you understand the concept of
Yeah.
death. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
then also we don't know what it was like, what Catherine was like. So we don't know, you know.
That's true. I don't think Catherine was anything like Elizabeth, though. I feel like to step up and say, okay, I'm going to take this child from the situation, you can't be the same way. You have to be more nurturing. Maybe, though,
Yeah.
maybe it could have been a situation to where because I don't know, was Catherine married? Did she have any kids?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if it was just her and Mary Bell, maybe she couldn't put as much attention or give as much attention to her as she needed.
Yeah.
And she needed her ass beat. That's my final thought. She needed somebody to
That
choke
too.
her up.
That
She needed
too.
a man to pick, because there ain't nothing like a man to just grab you by the, not a man, but like a dad. This sounds
Yeah,
real
I know what you
abusive,
mean.
but you know what
I
I'm saying?
know what
Some
you meant.
kids need to
Yeah.
be shook, like, get it together. Or like the strong arm, like, you need to
Yeah.
chill out. You need to chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's it. That's all, folks.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at It's a Strange World Podcast, Twitter at Pod Strange World, and on Facebook and TikTok at It's a Strange World After All. Also, turn on those notifications for our Instagram posts so that you can keep up with our hashtag Myth Mondays and hashtag Strange Saturdays posts.
Yes, we would love to hear from you. Let us know what you thought about this Mary Bell case. If there is anything in the world of strange or any true crime cases that you would like for us to cover, let us know. Have you ever heard a strange bump in the night? Have you ever seen shadow figures moving about? Have you ever stumbled upon something unexplainable? We want to know about it, and with your permission, share it with our listeners. You can email those submissions to itsastrangeworldafterall@gmail.com or DM us at any other social media platforms mentioned. Even if you just want to say hey there, we'll be here.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of
It's a Strange World After All. And thank you, as always, for keeping it strange with us.
Thank you.
Bye.